honestly pretty disappointed, to be honest with you. James played well, and we weren't really sure what to expect. He's had some forearm and some wrist issues this week, and it's the first round of golf he's played in 9 days. So for him to shoot even par, I was pretty proud of that. And Hans played solid and shot 73, just never really did anything great and got anything going. But some of the other guys just didn't play very well. I mean, you play your home golf course in a home tournament, and you just hit some balls in places that you just don't in practice. I mean, it's just kind of the way it works. It's a strange situation, and I did the same even when I was playing in college. So, we just got ourselves into some situations that we just are not used to, and then, we just didn't handle them very well. So, I think we're in 10th place or something like that after round one. Still a lot of golf to play, and people are bunched up for the most part. So, we go out and play solid tomorrow and put ourselves in a position to move up, and our goals are still within sight in regards to, hopefully finishing in the top 5 and putting on a good performance. But, a little bit slower start than I wanted to today.
I guess the whole week I've come in here with an injury, and I knew I had to, and I knew it wasn't going to be pretty out there. I knew it wasn't going to be fairways and greens, so I knew I had to fight. I guess the key to my round today was fighting, and I never gave up, and I knew it wasn't going to be pretty, and I just kept in there, I didn't give up. It was wet, it was damp, it's been damp for the last few days, and usually coming to this tournament it plays perfect, the greens are fast, the fairways are hard, but it was a little colder, not colder, but the fairways were a little wetter, so the ball wasn't going as far, and the greens were a little bit slower, so it was kind of tough to adapt to, trying to sort of equal out the grain versus the slope, which is kind of always pretty hard out here.
Well, I think that, anytime you get a chance to play against some of the better teams in the country, it does two things. I mean, A, it challenges you, B, it also exposes what some of your weaknesses and your areas of development are. And we get a chance to play with those guys, you see that, they do things not a whole lot better than us, but in golf it's the small things, and they might make 1 or 2 putts around or hit a shot 5 feet closer from 150 yards, and those little things add up over the course of a 54-hole tournament and definitely a year. So I just think it's great for our guys to get exposure to those sort of things, but it allows us to, regardless of what happens this week or after every tournament, allows us to go back to the drawing board after tournaments and practice those things that are weaknesses for us. And eventually we do get better. We were better at the end of last year than we were at the beginning, and we'll be better at the end of this year than we were at the beginning of this year. So it's definitely a marathon and not a sprint as far as golf is concerned, and you do not see progress overnight. But by getting a chance to play against some of these big schools, I think that we've become so accustomed to playing with them now, we're not as intimidated as we used to be. And I think last year we were intimidated and a little shell-shocked that we were in a position we were in. And I think if we got ourselves in that position again, we'd handle a little bit better. So it's a learning process for our guys, and we're getting there. But, a coach is never happy with the performance. We can always improve, but we're getting there.